But before we get right there, just remind you of what the Twitter poll question is. Today we are asking you, what is needed to drive a sustainable, inclusive business in Kenya today? And of course, the word drive here is used, pun intended, of that story. Again, what is needed to drive sustainable, inclusive business in Kenya today? Of course, we're giving you 4 choices. You can tell us A, innovation; B, the need to do good; C, continuity; and D, political will. Do reach out to us. The hashtag is KTN Business Today. You can, of course, reach me directly at Peter Kabo on Twitter or through at KTN News. Do speak to us, and of course, we will sample those results and indeed your opinion as we do continue with the show. Now, that question, of course, brings us to a studio interview today. And the fact that continuous and sustainable business has been a problem for much of Africa and indeed for much of the world, whether it comes to environment, whether it comes to sustainable business practices. And today we're asking that question mainly because we want to point out examples that should, of course, drive us in a certain direction going forward. And joining me in studio to discuss this, we have Karen Boomsma. She is the Kenya coordinator for SIB, that is, of course, Sustainable Inclusive Business. This is an initiative funded by the Dutch government and of the foundation KEPSA, right?
Yes, they're hosting the initiative.
And we have with us Sally Wakiogo. She is from Mara Farms, one of the examples that we want to point out as the show has gone. I'll start with you, Karin. Yes. When we talk about sustainable, inclusive business, what exactly do we mean?
Yeah, it's actually not very complicated, although it sounds maybe a bit big. Yeah. Sustainability is simply here to stay. So if you take care of the environment and of people and of your profit, so you have a good impact on all 3 of that, then you're more likely to stay around and your business is going to be future-proof. And the inclusive part is that we focus on including people within your business, so take care of your human capital, include people around the community, and also make sure that your services and products can reach low-income groups, so everybody can access your products and services. So that's what we like to talk about.
And why do you think this is important, especially bearing in mind that businesses have been going on for thousands of years? Why sustainable business and why now?
Because there's a need for it, a global need. We have global issues we need to solve together. And also, it's if you don't take care of those, you have a business now, but not tomorrow, or not in 5 years' time. And actually, you want to guarantee that your business is a continuation as well. So there's definitely a need, and we are beyond being nice and doing nice. It's a must-do nowadays. And it also, you will be forced into it if it's not by law, sooner or later, or by the customers who just have a demand for specific produce and products. So you have to stay ahead, and you want to become future-proof.
This, of course, is across several different business arenas, across different things. For example, when we talk about the environment, what essentially are we looking at in this case?
Yeah, you can look at it from very small to very big things. So you can literally say, within your company, can you not save on energy? Can we not reduce the energy use? Can we not think about how we use waste or water? So there can be, and that can be simple and small, and sort your garbage, for instance, and try to recycle. But it can also be really huge. You look at your value chain, you might be part of one aspect, but you might have a huge impact on terms of water, for instance, in agri or in the horticulture. And then you have to work together to improve the value chain and to solve much bigger issues.
And speaking of agriculture, I want to bring in Sally, especially because Mara Farms is supposed to be one of the companies, one of the indeed organizations that we can hold up and say these guys are doing it right. Please tell us something about your organization and how you're achieving sustainability in business.
So basically, Mara Farming is an export company. We're exporting mainly to European market standards. And how we came about, we met Karim, and how we thought about being sustainable to the environment is because every day we were stuck with tons of excess produce. Excess produce meaning it didn't reach the target market, or excess produce meaning we got more from our farms. So at the end of the day, these 2 tons, so where are we going to take them? Of course, we're donating to children's home. Of course, we're selling even to the community. But then we thought that's when Mara Farming came up with the initiative of Fresh and Easy. At Fresh and Easy, and we partnered with Karim. This is, at Fresh and Easy, we are doing vegetable soups. These vegetable soups, in Kenya, we are not even used to these soups. We're used to the nyama soup. At the end of, when you go to the butchery at the end of the day, you want to eat soup, you want to take soup. But then at Mara Farming, we decided we can come up with an initiative of making vegetable soup. This we can target the higher market and the lower markets. On the lower markets, on the higher market, we're targeting the supermarkets. On the lower market, we're targeting the mama burgers on the roadside. And at the end of the day, even with, we're also doing home deliveries for this fresh produce. Yeah, that is how we're being sustainable. And yeah.
So essentially it started off as a means to tackle what would be waste.
Not waste, excess produce.
Excess produce.
Yeah, because it's
what
great,
would normally happen to it if you weren't able to absorb it in the past? Would it get thrown away? Would it have been? So that is waste. So we are saying
it's not the quality. The quality is not waste, but you're wasting actually quality produce.
Yes. So there are several different layers of the market I have seen in the past where if a product doesn't make it to the export market grade, then it gets sold off in the local market and that sort of thing. So is this what we are now exploiting at?
No. This is the same quality as the export market, the export quality.
Yes.
Everything that we're selling to the local market is the same standard. It's been approved by Global GAP. So this is the same produce that we're using to make the soups and to deliver and to even sell to the local supermarkets. We're also doing home deliveries on our website. Yes.
How long have you been doing this?
For Fresh, the initiative of Fresh and Easy has been around since February this year. Yeah.
What's the uptake been like? Because this is an interesting concept.
It's amazing, yeah. At first, you know, as Kenyans, when you tell somebody of tomato soup, because we have different varieties, we have tomato soup, we have fine bean soup, we have carrot soup, we have butternut soup. Basically, we have every kind of vegetable soup. So at first, people will be, I'm not willing to try that, but the concept is really picking up very well, and so I think we're heading in the right direction.
Coming back to you, what does it take to bring businesses to start focusing on business in this kind of way? Because most businesses, especially in this part of the world, are used to, so to say, a scorched earth policy, where if you're in business, then you use chemicals, you make the most out of it. If it's mining, then you really tear up the earth and move on. If it's fishing, they use all sorts of nets. So what exactly is it going to take to get people to start thinking in this way?
I think two things. One is, and you start with that, it has to make business sense. It has to make business sense. So what we try to do is bring knowledge and bring people and experts and good practice and examples that it makes business sense to think about those things. Be innovative and think about, you have excessive produce. You also want to bring quality produce to the market. You talk about food security. You know, you're actually solving a lot of things, but with a business solution. It's making business sense for Mara Farming to do so, and on the same time you're doing quite good and have a positive impact on it, on people and planet. The second thing is, we need to. But actually, it doesn't matter why you start with it. If you see the business sense and you see that it is even having a more positive impact on all aspects, then just do it. Just do it. It's good enough. We can have different reasons for doing it. So that's why the need for it is even second.
In some places, for example, in the Nordic countries, you find that while it is almost ingrained now, there still is the legal requirement that you start to do some of these things. In Kenya today, well, we have the requirement, for example, under the National Environment Management Authority and others about how to treat the environment, how to, for example, exploit different aspects of the economy. Most people, they really don't want to follow this, or they think these are a burden. What do we do to change this mindset?
Yeah, I think we have to work together. I think you have to really share and see and work together and not be on your own. It's very hard for a smallholder farmer to change everything, because you have to compete with others. If they don't do anything and they can produce cheaper, then what do you do? So in that sense, it does help a lot to have policies in place and to also be forced into it by law. The only thing is they need to be implemented as well. So you really have to be able to work with them. But you need to combine forces on all ends.
Let's talk a bit about agriculture and the fact that globally there's the trend towards organic. And that this is supposed to be sustainable because you're using less of chemicals, you're using organic ways of being able to attack the pests that we're talking about. We have companies like Dudutech here in Kenya that are breeding insects that will eat other pests. Do you think that is something that we should be able to take to a global scale even?
Yes, I think so, definitely. And you see more of those, and it's great. You have the Rabbit Consortium, and they also have natural and organic fertilizers. Yeah, I think, and the technology is so advanced nowadays that we're able to produce the same quality fertilizers. Like we use the poison, we don't need to use that anymore. I don't think we should. And in that, there's also a business solution, because if you can come up with alternatives, again, it's a business at its own. So that's good.
Sally, I want to close with you just to ask, because some of the products you've talked about quite innovative, especially in this arena of the urbanites. Where can we find some of those things, and what sort of convenience and affordability do you think they're bringing to the market?
First of all, where you can get our produce, we have a website where you can get everything, including the vegetables, the same vegetables. We have a website. Our website is www.freshandeasy.co.ke. There you can be able to register, you can be able to pick the kind of soups you want, you can be able to pick the kind of vegetables you want, and then we're going to do home delivery to your place. So that is very convenient. And on the matter of affordability, it's very affordable. And on the second hand, you can't put a price on food safety, because you find basically what you're getting out there, you have no idea how it's being produced. So yeah.
How many people are you able to employ with this kind of innovation and bringing jobs to the masses?
With Fresh and Easy?
Yes.
We have casual laborers. They're about maybe 18, 20. And then you have permanent, like 6 or 7 people.
Oh.
Yeah.
And do you think the market is right for your kind of investment?
Of course. We've been getting very positive feedback, especially because at the moment everybody is focusing on food safety.
Yes.
Yeah, so they
we will make it big together. Once people know that it's really good, tasty, and affordable, then you want to have it.
Okay. Indeed, on that delicious and food safety note, we want to bring it to a close. Thanks, ladies, for finding the time to come to studio and talk to us. Karin Boomsma, she is the Kenya coordinator of the Sustainable Inclusive Business Initiative, and Sally Wakiugo, she is from Mara Farms. Just before we proceed to a break, just again to remind you of the Twitter poll question we're asking, and we were asking today, what is needed to drive sustainable, inclusive businesses in Kenya again? What is needed to drive sustainable, inclusive businesses in Kenya today? Is it innovation? Is it the need to do good? Is it continuity? Or is it political will? You can, of course, reach out to us via Twitter. We will sample your responses as we do go on. We now want to proceed on a short break, but on the other side of that break, more news of what is making business headlines here in Nairobi today. Do stay with us.